Price yet again meets new highs and momentum is at the breaking point for two major upside shifts. The coming Friday, it will say a great deal over what to expect on the following week. Let's go over the short-term time frame analysis to search for a true edge over the coming sessions. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol ASRE. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol ASRE, and we're observing this here in the hourly chart. And I want to just point out here that there could be a pretty nice little formation here. I drew it up in here, right? It looks like a pennant, a bull pennant, and it does look like it would be continuing an upside here or a breakout pretty soon. Now, I mean, don't feel like this is like just gonna shoot to the upside from here, right? I mean, I know that we're right at the 75 or actually 65 to 75% to the apex of the triangle here, so we've acquired it already, and it could be set for a breakout. I would have to remind you that it's a 30-minute time frame formation too. So I mean, in general, formations are not usually the best thing to look at. Sure, you know that they apply pretty nice psychological targets and all that good stuff and psychological potentials. Yeah, I get it. But, you know, we have to practice our discretion for this, and we have to absolutely know the risks upon this, right? So only because this is built, well, you know, a bull pennant is only built during an upside, right? So, and that price convergence here would signal a potential continuation to the upside. It favors the bulls, which is called a bull pennant, right? When this is built on a downside here, it would be considered a bear flag, right? So while it does favor the bulls, right, it can be traded to the downside too. Okay, so we need to be prepared in case of any of those situations happen. I'm not saying that it is. In fact, I still actually see a continuation to the upside, statistically speaking, that is. Okay, so let's go ahead and just come back to this chart here and signal a potential downside here. So first of all, I want you to go ahead and notice that the hourly time frame linear regression channel, the candle closing today at 36.50, it closed in the bottom half of this upper bull strength percentile, right? So what I'm thinking here is that this could actually come back down to validate the support of the mid band here before a continuation to the upside. And if we are going to entertain that possibility here, then it looks like the bottom side target would be about 35.85. So let's just go ahead and kind of put that down there for our notes, right? So I would do it just like, hold on, just like this here. So 35.85 could be that bottom side. Now, if we move on to the chart that we were just at, we'll just go ahead and notice here that this, if we were to imply here that we would come back down in the next 30-minute candle, then 35.59 is actually right down here. So it's very confluent with the linear regression channel. Right, so that actually would show us a correlation between price action or a landing price before a continuation to the upside. And now to kind of move that along, that topside target the 35.59 does match with a lot of confluent targets, specifically this here. Which I did want to point out, and I was really hoping not to forget. So I'm happy that I didn't. Right, so this is a gap here, and we can go ahead and kind of note it down like this, right? Because there is that potential of a support, right? So let's just put it near our price action here, so that we are aware over what price can do in the potential that it does fail it and does come back up. Because to be honest, that has been what's been happening here. With this formation as of the last few months, it has kind of trailed off of its formation or the regression, and then it actually reaccumulates and continues to the upside, right? So aside from that, I don't think I have any other notes regarding that. Well, I mean, the thing is that we are at a critical support here too, right? Because there is a 30-minute gap at this point, right? So that's what's holding price action here from the 36.10. I know that you saw this price action kind of fluctuating around there all today. You know, I mean, specifically during the, you know, intraday, and then towards the end of the day, we actually had some of that low price activity, right? But other than that, pretty nice price action today, facing that top side of about 37. what was this? 37.90. Okay, so yeah, that 38-cent zone is getting knocked on, right? So if we were to imply a target towards the upside, let's just say that we would break out from, I would say, from this point, right, towards the upside. We're gonna speculate here. Let's just say that we were to break out to the upside from this point here. That would actually give us a target that is about 38.65, right? So kind of coming back like this. Yeah, there are some zones here that would support the 38.65. This is 38.49. So now we have a range, right? So 38.49 to 38.65 could be a potential first range. So 38.65, and I was trying to get it as close as I could. There we go. And now the second target would be the center of the triangle, right? Which could arguably be right about here, I'd say, right? So let's go ahead and take that trend line from the bottom side all the way to the bottom side, top side all the way to the bottom side. Put it on the area that we think we would break out from, and this would be a target of about 40 cents, 40.09. Okay, and that is absolutely confluent with all of this right here, landing at about 39.99. Okay, so that's that's highly confluent there. So we wanna make sure that we can keep those things in mind, right? These targets would be very, very important for us to consider. Okay, so I think it would be something like that, right? And then the last target to consider here would be the largest one and the lowest probability for now, right? It would be from the back of the triangle all the way to the lower end of the triangle, and you apply it to that supposed area of breakout 2, right? So in this case, we are being suggested a top side of about 42.13. So 42.13, yeah, that lines up really nicely with this whole top side right here, right? So nice. Now we have another range to consider. So I'm going to go ahead and take it down like this, 41.90 to that 42.13, and that could very well be our top side right there, right? So very nice, very nice. Now, I guess what we could do too is, just in case, right? We can take some fibs from the overall range high to the range low of this formation, and see about those targets, right? And see if there's anything. Oh, sorry, it would actually be right down here. This the range high to the range low of the formation, right? So there we go. So, and in fact, yeah, there is a lot of correlation here. In fact, this is the one spot 272, very much correlated with this psychological target of 40.09. This is suggesting 39.91, so just microcents away, right? And the topside target is very confluent with the one spot 618 golden mean. And yeah, so now here is a very curious thing too, right? So we're talking about a bounce from the area of about 35.59, but at 35.47 is the knot 382, and that would be the absolute bottom of the golden pocket, right? So that's a very bullish area to spring from, right? So something like this here, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and change the color of this formation here. I'm just going to, put it down like this here, and that's this entire zone here between the knot 618 and the knot 382. This is the golden pocket, and very bullish when you actually bring price down here and bounce from those zones, right? That can actually act as a spring for a potential breakout from this formation here, thus introducing the higher potentials of these upper bound targets, which would be absolutely, awesome for us, right? So let's go ahead and continue to the next chart here and see what else we have in the books right here, right? So, oh my goodness, how was that so perfect? How did I grab that so perfect? Right. So, So, and now as far as this, just to remind everybody, right, this is the descending channel that we were writing here on a bi-daily basis. Every single candle would take on average 2 days to complete, right? So taking a trend line from the top side of the formation all the way to the bottom side of the formation and applying it to the official breakout candle, which is actually this one right here, you can see that the top side came up to these targets here of about 50 cents, 50.20, right? So I'm just going to move that to the side so that we can still have it there. Right. So, and it looks like there may be a probability of it. Right. So this was our discretionary range of resistance that we spoke of just a few days ago, saying that we would likely resist from this area here before a pullback. And we did. We came back to validate the support and then continued on to the upside. So this break here, this candle opening outside of the range would actually just tell us that we're potentially coming back down to test this range before a continuation to the upside. So the curious thing is at the bottom of the range here is, guess what, 35.01. So yeah, it's rhyming with that. It's rhyming with the bottom side of all of the other things that we're talking about, right? This is the 35.85. We're looking at the bottom side of the pennant being at about 35.59. Then the not 382 at 35.47. All kinds of things are rhyming with that 35-cent target, even our discretion. So now this is the 3-day reversion variant or Bollinger Bands, volatility bands, whatever you want to call them, right? So the topside target here to observe is actually right about 44.07. So 44.07 is starting to get very close to our topside target here of about 42.13. So that's nice. So 44.07, I'm going to go ahead and just put it up here. Sorry, what was the target again? 43.07 or 44.07? 44.07, right? I feel like that may still be a little bit. Yeah, 44.07 is still a bit a ways away, right? So we're going to go ahead and just observe it here just for now. Yeah, so it would be somewhere up here. Okay, so that's just another bound. Okay, no, not a problem. All right, so we're using a standard two standard deviation multiplier from the mean to get this top side here, right? So, and it's a very standard setup too. So this closure of the 3-day candle closing clean actually did not close clean. It did reach under the 34 here. So the next candle could actually come back down to the area down here to around 34 cents. But we're already talking about that downside to validate in the first place, right? In fact, we're saying that we could come back to 35.47. So if we get that 34 bottom, we're already kind of looking at around there, right? In fact, the NOT 236 is showing 34.79. Very, very likely for us to find some potential wick to the downside before a recovery. And bouncing right off of the mean band here and continuing onwards and upwards based on the volatility bands. Okay, so, and you know what? I think I did notice one other thing here, and it was of critical importance, and I would really like to kind of display it to you now, but I'm not sure that I'm seeing. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay, good. Awesome. So, yeah, if you're noticing here, starting from this 3-day candle, so you know each candle takes on average 3 days to close, just a little over it, almost 4. So that is something that you're looking at as a bullish continuation because we have inclining volume with inclining price, right? Ascending price and ascending volume. That's bull strength, right? So that's looking pretty good as well. So I wanted to just kind of touch in on that. Before anything, right? So now the bi-daily candle here for ASRE still has 1 day and 12 hours to close. This would close at the end of day on Friday's session, the short session. And I would actually expect this candle to close above the Gaussian bands. So if it does close upside of the Gaussian bands, that would be the first candle closure since about October 27th. That we've gotten here upside of the Gaussian band, and that would be actually a very bullish statement, and it would suggest a continuation to the upside here, seeing that it is a breakout play from this wedge, and the breakout wedge take profit. We've already met 1 and 2 targets, very, very tight targets, by the way, and then the next target is right up here at 46.69. Top side of the range is 47.26. Again, getting very close to that 44 into the 50-cent zone. So all of that stuff is kind of rhyming pretty nicely. And just to touch down on the statistics here, just to update everybody, and the criteria behind this is taking taking iteration or taking note of every single time that volatility has contracted into the critical contraction zone, which is within the 15th percentile, and started an expansion phase. Paired with momentum or stochastic momentum with an upside pivot, I've taken note of every single iteration throughout the 5-day time frame, and from these sample sets, this is the data set here. 7 out of 7 guessed correctly to the upside, and the average move is around 435% to the upside, almost 436. And the criteria here is that we absolutely need volatility. The volatility spectrum and the moving average pivoted towards the upside, or aka expanding, alongside an upside pivot of stochastic momentum. So if we actually just kind of finesse here the information, instead of a 3-day look back, we're going to go ahead and do this 1-day look back with a smoothing factor of 1. Take a look at what's happening here, right? We're absolutely getting a massive upside, and it's in the bullish control zone. So we're already getting an early indication that this is suggesting an upside. Now, I did forget if we were going to close the 5-day today, if we were going to close it on Friday, likely on Friday. But yeah, I mean, so either we see this upside pivot on Friday, which would be the official firing of the signal if we do have that volatility expanding as well, or we see it on Monday, right? But this statistical signal is set to kind of go off here, and then we could actually start potentially implying here some upper targets, of which we've already gone over, right? These targets are above $2. They're huge targets, right? So it's not saying that it's gonna go there. It's saying that on average, we can see moves up to those targets there. Statistics can provide that detail for us. Okay, team. So now, so 30-minute time frame RSI pivoted towards the upside, and with a validation of two bullish divergences, regular drives, right? So now, the hourly time frame is suggesting a downside here, and it could be getting ready to bounce because it is within the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile. So that means that we could find that little bounce just like we did here and here towards the upside. Right? So that could be the reclaim. I'm not sure just yet. And if it is the reclaim, it would actually make sense because the 4-hour time frame is within the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile for an upside pivot. So is the 8-hour time frame. And arguably here, okay, good. The 12-hour time frame is just outside of the gravitational zone, still in a little bit of danger, but not immediate danger. Okay, so now the daily time frame. This one, however, is inside of the gravitational zone, which can send price action to the downside. But please remember that the upside pressure looked at starting from the 30-minute time frame into the hourly, up the 4-hour, up the 8, up to 12, all of these pivoting towards the upside will then cascade into the larger time frames, thus giving us an upside bias or an upside continuation. Okay, team, so you know the targets, you know the risks. And please just go ahead and contact me if you do have any questions or concerns. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as it cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good and happy Thanksgiving. And I will catch you at the bell on Friday. Adios, team. Yeah.